Elon Musk and other conservatives called out the Anti-Defamation League for listing Charlie Kirk's Turning Point USA as extremist. After receiving backlash, ADL went on to scrap their entire glossary of extremism. Regardless, FBI Director Kash Patel is cutting ties with a group that the Bureau forged under disgraced FBI Director James Comey, writing on X. James Comey wrote love letters to the ADL and embedded FBI agents with them, a group that ran disgraced ops spying on Americans. That era is over. This FBI won't partner with political fronts masquerading as watchdogs. Jason, I would love to get your take on the FBI teaming up with this left-wing group to target Americans.
So, I've had a lot of issues with the FBI historically. I've never been a huge fan of the organization going back to its founding and its founder. And the ADL, has been hit and miss for a long time as well. They've made some, I think, poor decisions, and they've made some good decisions. So, in terms of those two teaming up, I guess we'll have to see what fruit that bears, and if it actually would be something that is positive for America. But I would say in the, or at least you're saying Kash Patel is saying that they will no longer team up. Sorry. Yeah. So, I think them cutting ties is fine. I think the FBI should do the FBI's job, and the ADL does something very different. So I'm okay
I love
with
it.
them.
Jason's praising Kash.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm not Kash. Whoa. Let me be clear. Kash Patel has been a disaster, and since you mentioned Charlie Kirk, he was a disaster in the investigation of Charlie Kirk's murder.
Well,
so
that's actually not fair, because
I think it's very fair.
Actually smoked out this guy by putting his name out there. His father convinced him to come forward.
He put other people's names out there too.
It was actually a pretty smart move by Kash Patel, and it got this crime resolved pretty quickly.
I don't know. Kash Patel is going after the bad guys as opposed to James Comey, who literally went after every single Republican, conservative, and President Trump. I mean, and Hillary Clinton for that matter. But I got to tell you, it just shows that the deep state, it's so disgusting what we have seen, what they have done to pollute the FBI, to make it into this corrupt institution, to then have to learn that they were associated with the ADL that has a center on extremism, and what were they pushing always to do as well? It was about online censorship. They went after Elon Musk on X. They were pushing for the boycotts, advertiser boycotts against Elon Musk. It just they remind me a lot of what the Southern Poverty Law Center pushes, which is they have that list of all these conservative groups, and then they go after them. And it just shows how the FBI in and of itself has lost its way by becoming this political machine to go after the Catholics, go after the parents, and obviously now going after a Turning Point.
And also I saw that ADL had a deleted tweet from 2019 where it said that the Turning Point USA is a right-wing student group whose leaders and activists have made multiple racist or bigoted comments, and then also said it's been linked to extremists. I'm sorry, but this is the exact type of rhetoric that caused Charlie Kirk's assassination. This allegation that he was racist or a bigot, and that the members of this organization that is the rhetoric it's a problem. So I'm happy to see the FBI separate.
You know that Antifa,
it should have a long time
ago. Not even Antifa or Code Pink, they're not on the ADL's list, but Turning Point is.
Well, again, it should be pointed out that the Anti-Defamation League was taken over by an Obama administration official named Jonathan Greenblatt. And I would say at that moment, it really leapt far to the left and became extremely politically activist. And again, Turning Point is an extremist group, and then the leader is shot and killed by an assassin. The Southern Poverty Law Center you mentioned, one of the people they targeted and demonized was Congressman Steve Scalise, who was shot and nearly killed by a Bernie Sanders campaign volunteer, James Hodgkinson, who wanted to murder the entire baseball team of Republican members of the House and the Senate. And that was a one-day story in the news media, by the way. But these left-wing groups that are treated as though they're legitimate, like the Southern Poverty Law Center, by our fake news media, and then the violence happens at their behest, and that never comes home to roost for them.
Right.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.